Heck of a show today, everybody. Go ahead and strap in for this one. We're talking a little bit of everything. Jalen Hurts in the NFL. We're going to be very active with the Booster Club. No live calls today, but very active with the Booster Club. Then we're going to hit a rapid fire and talk about NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, and old Slick Willie Thomas is back at it again. The Title IX destroyer.
Yeah.
Cheater McGee back at it again. We're gonna talk about that crazy situation as well. Remember, if you donate, your question gets read quicker. Make sure you go to Daily Wire Plus and sign up. But guys, before we hop into this, saw something the other day, and y'all know there's three things that scare the hell out of me. All right, heights, tornadoes, and sharks. Okay.
There's three legitimate things to be afraid of.
Yeah, and so I was seeing that there was some like satellite image they were showing of some like microbe or like really small fish that were migrating that looked like huge. You know what I'm saying? They were following the migration, and off to the side, one of the scientists who study it thinks they found the megalodon, and when you look at it, it looks like a shark, and they compared it to the size of a school bus, a 40-foot long school bus, like from the same distance, satellite image. This thing was bigger than the school bus by a lot.
The megalodon.
Megalodon.
They found it alive?
Well, like on a satellite image of like, I guess the best way to put it, of the shadow of it. Like, and when you look at it, just the odds of that being shaped exactly like it is, the size being right on, and where it was, and the amount of distance that it had to travel to, because what I'm guessing is it was following that school of fish. That's what I would think, to eat it. That's huge. I hope it's wrong. I hope it's fake. I hope that scientist knows nothing. I hope he's the worst scientist in the world, like the worst one ever, because I don't want to believe that's out there. But then I look and realize we don't know like 90% of what's in the ocean.
Don't know what's down.
Look, as long as he's not popping up where I am in the ocean,
For sure.
Let's get off a cruise. You know how bad that would have been.
I heard he wanted
Day
to
three,
meet-
guys. Day three, you look down, megalodon swimming by.
A 70-foot shark
calling the Coast
could
Guard
mess with a
immediately.
cruise
He
ship.
wants to meet you.
No, I don't want to meet him.
Huh?
There's certain, like, I don't like going in past my knees.
This is why I'm not a, hey, let's go out deep in the ocean, and because we don't know. We don't know.
I'm in a boat, good sized boat.
Oh, good. You're in a boat. Congrats. Nobody's ever
if they're
died in a
taking
boat,
the boat
out on the water.
I mean, maybe it's just my time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If they're taking out the boat.
Look, man, after I found out they were faking photos of the Loch Ness Monster, my heart can't handle another
Those
couple
weren't
years.
fake,
Those
David.
are fake?
That's what they
Those
said.
aren't fake.
The guy said, I faked it. I forged it. I said, I don't even believe you.
No.
Yeah, you're lying.
The Loch Ness
told the
got you
truth
to
the
lie.
first time.
It's still real to me,
That's
damn
what
it.
I said in third grade.
That's exactly right. The Eagles signed quarterback Jalen Hurts to one of the largest contracts in NFL history. The Sacramento Kings take a 2-0 lead over the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, you heard that right. And Slick Willie Thomas urges President Biden to veto the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act. I'm Jake Crain. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Crain & Company. Jalen Hurts deserves every cent of the 5-year, $255 million contract he just signed, which averages out to about $51 million a year, making him the highest paid player per year ever in NFL history. But he doesn't deserve it just for how he plays on the field, but rather who he is. Now, my father used to tell me there are plenty of great athletes walking around out there, but few make it to the highest level because they don't have the complete package. And Hurts has that in bundles. His story's incredible. They're going to make a movie about it probably someday. He got benched by Bama for Tua Tagovailoa, then transferred to Oklahoma, had a great year there, and was somewhat overlooked in the draft, going 53rd. Now, he wasn't supposed to be this rising star. He was really just supposed to be Diet Dak Prescott, or maybe have to change positions. But did Jalen Hurts complain? No. Did he blame some invisible force for hindering his stardom? No. I'll tell you what he did. He took his ass to work every single day and he earned it. He is truly what it means to be a leader. You don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts hitting women off the field or saying stupid things to put himself in front of the team to the media. But you can count on him to outwork everyone. And you can also count on him to improve year over year. Now, Jalen isn't the best passer in the league. He's not even the fastest player. But his drive to get better and his ability to uplift those around him are just as valuable. He never wants the credit, but he's the first one to take the blame. And that's a guy I want on my team and in my locker room, especially at the quarterback position. Now, some will look at the price tag and say it's way too much. But when you factor in everything he brings to the table, that porridge is just right. Jalen Hurts is a living example of how it's amazing what you can take when everything isn't given to you. I'm going to bring in my co-host, David Cohn, former Michigan quarterback, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver, Crain. Guys, go back and forth. The amount of money that is at the quarterback position now, the market's going up and up and up. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. No. But as much as we hear about, Kyler Murray didn't deserve that. Deshaun Watson didn't deserve that. If anybody deserves that money, it's Jalen Hurts to me. Now, it's a risk and a gamble anytime you pay that amount of money to anybody or betting on the future at the quarterback position in the NFL, including when you're in a window to be able to win a Super Bowl. That's when it matters most. But if I'm going to gamble on a guy, I want to gamble on a guy I can trust. The only question I have is the health of Jalen Hurts over the long term with the way that he uses them. But they use them. I think Nick Sirianni and them obviously understand that. You got the offensive line returning. But just your thoughts on Jalen being the highest paid player per year in NFL history.
We're going to get down to the specifics of the deal here and what it means for the Eagles moving forward. But my first thoughts are, I agree with you. When a great athlete signs a big contract, it always feels better from a fan perspective when you know they're a class act, when they're a person of integrity. Now, I've never met Jalen Hurts personally. I've never shaken his hand. I've never shared a meal with him. But he lives through his actions. And I trust the people in Tuscaloosa who have known him well. Here's a guy who was the first true freshman ever to start at quarterback for Nick Saban at the University of Alabama. He leads the Crimson Tide. He gets benched at halftime of the national championship, deservedly so. That's a part of this not a lot of people talk about. Alabama was not going to beat Georgia in that game if Jalen Hurts played the second half. Tua Tagovailoa came in that game, won Alabama the championship. Who was the guy on the sideline celebrating the most? You know how much that hurt. But Jalen Hurts became a national championship. He celebrated his teammate. He didn't whine. He didn't complain. He didn't threaten to transfer. He came back the next season trying to be the starting quarterback again. Tua won the job. Jalen Hurts backs him up every single week. And what happened in the SEC championship the following year? Jalen Hurts came in and won another game against Georgia, and for the same scenario. I don't think Alabama beats Georgia in that SEC title game unless Jalen Hurts comes into the ballgame. He did so. He did so with integrity. He transfers to Oklahoma, nearly wins the Heisman Trophy, and then this past season for the Philadelphia Eagles, he throws for over 3,500 yards, I believe it was, rushed for over 500, led the Eagles to a Super Bowl. Everything this guy does is the epitome of a high-character guy. So, we can talk about the deal, but I think that this should be celebrated, and every young athlete should be looking at him as an inspiration around the world and beyond. Now, one thing here, and this is on the media, not Jalen Hurts, but he is not the highest paid NFL player of all time, right? For that, you have to have made the most money from the NFL. Sure. As it sits right now, I think that's Tom Brady at $300 million. If you want to look at the biggest deal, Patrick Mahomes, 10 years, $450 million. Guaranteed money, Deshaun Watson with the $230, but like you said, Jake, per year. If he lives it out in the entirety of the deal, it's $51 million per year, which is huge. I know Blaine's going to get into some reservations, about this deal from the Eagles' perspective and some of the injuries and such, but I just wanted to take a moment just to celebrate a great man, a guy of character for signing a big deal. Yeah,
it's just good to see good things happen to good people. We'll see how it works out. But Blaine, what do you think?
Well, one, I'll never knock Jalen when it comes to attitude. The kid never makes it. He's the overall package from a mental standpoint, what you want from a guy who leads your team at quarterback. But I don't think this is on Jalen. I think most quarterbacks in the NFL are overpaid. I really do. I think you can start thinking Deshaun Watson for that. What scares me about Jalen is, one, Jalen's a great talent, that's for sure. But let's look what's around Jalen Hurts right now. I mean, maybe the best center ever to do in Jason Kelce. Lane Johnson, one of the best tackles. You have the best offensive line in the NFL, best run game in the NFL. 2 Pro Bowlers, in my opinion, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I mean, you got Goddard at tight end, a great defense. And we always know when it comes to this, the first year of Flash, when it comes to basically kind of a new system we see in the NFL. What's the NFL going to do to you now? They're going to keen in on Jalen Hurts, especially when it comes to the run game. They're going to make the ticky-tack decisions they have to make to stop this offense. Mm-hmm. I worry about Jalen when the pieces around him start falling. Can Jalen elevate your team to go win you a Super Bowl, right? I mean, if we compare rosters right now to in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs to the Eagles have a better roster, for sure, hands down, on both sides of the ball. Patrick Mahomes was the difference. I understand if you get your guy if you're the Eagles. One, Eagles, great organization. I mean, especially when it comes to getting quarterbacks, just a stable place you can go play football, and that's good for Jalen, especially going to his first team. But when it comes down to it, when you're not the same team in 2 years, right? When your best are slowly just retiring or, getting traded out, whatever it is, can Jalen be that guy? If the Eagles think he can be that guy, that's fine. He did improve a lot from his first year when it comes to sitting back in the pocket and throwing the football. But go watch him sit in the pocket. What do you not see, right? You don't see D linemen around him. So once, it's almost like the 49ers with me with Brock Purdy. Brock was playing great, but they're so talented everywhere. Best defense, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, George Kittle. So let's go back to Georgia in college. Stetson played great. You can put a lot of guys. If you'd have put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles, right, do you think they'd go as far as Jalen Hurts?
Say that again?
If you put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles as quarterback, do you think they'd go just as far?
Yeah.
Like what?
Had he stayed healthy.
Had he stayed healthy, for sure. So, I get it. It's your guy. I understand it. But I do think this is not on Jalen. One, get your bag, kid, for sure. Go get paid. But quarterbacks in general in the NFL get overpaid.
Yeah, and we can make here's my kind of my counter and I get you make logical points. I don't think you're totally out of bounds. One, Jalen can't control who's around him, but just like we see in the NBA with coaches and some players, you don't have to be the best player. You have to be the right player at the right moment. And I think Jalen can control the egos around him. Because when you look at some quarterback, they can't handle it. We saw with Terrell Owens, we can go back and forth through the history of time. Randy Moss, quarterbacks and wide receivers are quarterbacks not being able to handle the egos. I think Jalen can handle the egos because Jalen doesn't have a huge ego.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
So with a contract like this, you don't think you have to be the best player? They get signed to a massive contract like this for the Eagles. Are
we going to say? Are we going to compare Jason Kelce to Jalen Hurts? I mean, one plays center, the other plays quarterback.
Position-wise.
On your team? Do you have to be the best player on your team?
Well, to get paid a contract like this.
Well, what's the most important position on the team?
I mean, quarterback.
Okay, so to me that answers that question. But to control the egos around you is one thing. Two, defenses always catch up to offenses. With the new system, new era of offense, new style, new pace, the defense will always catch up. That's where I think you bank on what has Jalen Hurts done his whole career, really. Improve. Every time he has to evolve, he's answered the bell. And you ask, hey, can Jalen Hurts do things in the Super Bowl when everybody else isn't doing anything? Well, the leading receiver in the Super Bowl had 100 yards. That was Devontae Smith. You had one wide receiver catch a touchdown. Jalen Hurts went 27 of 38. For 340 yards and one touchdown, no interceptions in the biggest game of his life. He was the leading rusher, 15 carries, 70 yards, 3 touchdowns. He accounted for 4 touchdowns, was unbelievably efficient. They scored 35 points. In reality, you did have the fumble that the Chiefs got, which was kind of the one mistake. Yeah. But Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. They got their ass kicked on defense because the back end or the front end really didn't show up, in my opinion. And I do want to give credit to the Chiefs and the game plan. I thought that was great. But Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason they didn't win the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts was one of the reasons they had a chance to win the Super Bowl.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic.
He'd have won MVP if they'd have won.
He was fantastic there and all year long. One of the things Blaine and I were talking about, though, is this was his first big breakout year, right? He played well, but this is his first big breakout year. And we've seen this time and time again where defenses are able to game plan for you, figure you out that year after you first break out. We see it a lot with first-year OCs, right? So the question then becomes, because to me, the Chiefs look more and more brilliant with every contract and with every year that goes by because they had those 2 years of sample size for Patrick Mahomes, where he basically led the league 2 years in a row, and that second year won a Super Bowl, right? They capped that off with a 10-year, $450 million contract that has rolling guarantees. I don't know all the details, but essentially every 3 years, if you're still on the roster, you get the next 3 years guarantee, something like that.
Yeah.
It's looking more and more like a brilliant deal. Do you think that NFL teams and defenses will be able to game plan better for Jalen Hurts now that he's had a breakout year, or will he just continue to roll?
You have more tendencies. I think it's just as much about Nick Sirianni and obviously replacing the offensive coordinator. it's their game planning for him too and how he operates. So I think one of the reasons this is going to work is because Sirianni and Jalen Hurts work so well. But let's not forget, scheme's great, and defenses do catch up. They make it harder for you to score. But when you return Jason Kelce, and you return Lane Johnson, and you returned Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert and all these guys.
And the defense.
And the defense. Like,
Fletcher Cox
coming back. So
is Fletcher coming back?
Yeah, Fletcher's coming back.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I believe Fletcher's coming back. So I think it's a safe bet. Could they have got him for cheaper? I don't know. I'm not in that room, but I think a lot of variables made that decision.
One thing I would be remiss if I didn't mention this too. Nicole Lynn, Jalen Hurts' agent. Did you hear about this story?
How they met?
Yeah, how they met, where she DM'd him after his final college game and said, "Have you picked an agent? If not, I would love to link up."
Organic, baby.
I mean, what a way to lock down an agent.
That commission?
She just signed him to the biggest per year average. Like that, I love that story, man.
Yeah, and I also love the story now that the not paying black quarterbacks in the NFL narrative is dead for the top 5 paid quarterbacks.
It was already like
it was already
one's about to get one's about to get.
Yeah, Bryce is about to get paid too, so I don't want to hear that bull crap anymore. But speaking about variables, there's a lot of variables when it comes to sports betting, but there's only one sports book that is the best, and that's our friends over at DraftKings. It's NBA playoffs time. All right, well, that means big hoops action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official betting partner of the NBA. So get in on the excitement. All right, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and sign up with our code BOOSTER. All right, that's BOOSTER, because new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. Yeah, you heard that right. Win or lose. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Guys, they also have, if you're a brand new customer as well, if you do a $5 pregame moneyline bet, you can score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins with the NBA. It's a fantastic deal there. The no sweat same game parlays all during the NBA playoffs. You get bonus dollars. It's just a fantastic situation at DraftKings Sportsbook. NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, college baseball, golf.
Bring it.
Quidditch,
fighting,
friendship. You can basically find anything on DraftKings Sportsbook. They do a fantastic job. So go to download that if you haven't already. If you live in a place where it's legal to sports gamble, and use that code BOOSTER.
No sweat, bonus bets.
Yep.
That's 4 words I like, brother.
Yeah, it's just a real Dr. Seuss situation.
Also, just got a message here from Brandon Graham talking about the Eagles. Say he's going to come on this week.
Good, BG.
Yeah, BG.
Think about a real one. I can't believe I didn't
Philly
mention
special.
him. How many did he have? 10 sacks last year?
Something like that.
Look, Brandon stays in his bag.
Longest tenured Eagles
stays
player.
in his bag.
Let's go to CB Dog 4. It says, let's be honest, most athletes making over-league minimums are overpaid, but the market is the market. Take what you can get and roll.
Market's the market, man.
The market is the market. Again, what you bring in, what it pays out. When you look at it, league minimum doesn't really...
I feel like it wasn't that long ago that Peyton Manning was getting $20 million a year. And we're like, man, a quarterback got $20 million a year.
Yep.
Now we're up to 51, but hey,
wild.
Look, the market, that's the free market, man.
Yeah, arms race.
Let's go to Matty Ice, 1994, also known as Nighthawk. He says, how much will Burrow's extension be?
It'll set the record.
A lot.
And he deserves it.
Back to racism if he gets signed.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, let's go to... All right, he's got a Jimbo Fisher with a donation here.
Jimbo, you can donate. Sir. What is it?
$5 Jimbo Eagle, $5 donation, a question for Crain Company. What exactly would need to happen to y'all to testify in Congress to defend women's sports?
Ooh, we're about to get to that. Just tell me when and where. Well, I know when. Just tell me where.
And we're hitting Buc-ee's on the way too.
That's exactly right.
I'm going
to stop and get a brisket sandwich and then go drop some truth in front of Congress.
Greatest thing y'all
got the protein pack and a breakfast burrito last summer.
Greatest thing y'all have introduced me to. I was skeptical.
Can't believe you've never been to a Buc-ee's.
Thought it was just a gas station.
No.
Boy, was I wrong.
It's its own country.
It's not a gas. It's the gas station.
Talking about the kids get excited about going to Disney World, right?
Yeah.
I get excited about the stop at Buc-ee's, before you get that.
And they got a mascot too. You can probably dance and sing songs outside.
It's true. He's up here somewhere.
There he is.
There he is, right?
There he is, man.
All right, let's go to Jordan Kilgo with a $5 donation. Appreciate it. Jordan says, Marcell Ozuna is currently batting .091. He went 1 of 4 last night. When is AA going to get rid of this bum?
I'm shocked he went 1 for 4. Like this, have you ever seen a person not produce with this many off-the-field problems that's still on the team? Like, I trust Alex Anthopoulos. Guess what, guys? 12 and 4. I'm not saying great start. Everybody's hurt. It's a triage tent for the Braves right now, but they're 12-4, just feeling great. #1 in the new Major League Baseball power rankings. I'm walking around feeling different, more confident every day. Look, good situation right now. But if we're complaining about Marcell Ozuna, we're complaining about being 12-4, I'll live with those complaints. But he'll get hot eventually. He'll go on a stretch where he starts hitting a bunch of home runs, and then he'll fall off again. But, man, I was shocked that he's still around with what happened off the field.
All right, let's go to, Drew Stein, $10 donation. Drew, I'm going to find out if I can read that or not. All right?
Okay.
Control room, look at that, see if I can.
I'm not here.
Spicy.
Let's go to Mad Veg, hashtag Ask Crain Company. How long will the running QB trend go for before great passers return to his time-tested and proven formula? Hurts, Tua, Lamar, Fields, Allen, and co. are done once their legs go.
What, Tua's legs? What? Tua's not a runner. Let's not add Tua in any running. He's speaking of Mr. Glass. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Bruce Willis to show up and then start arguing about a train crash or something. But when you look at the way the game has evolved, I don't think it's ever going to be just purely passer or purely runner anymore. I mean, you're trying to get the perfect blend of that, right? That doesn't mean you have to be Usain Bolt once you get out of the pocket. You just have to be elusive enough to extend the play and take off when you have to, right? So I don't want to narrow it down to, we're going to go to this exact one style. If you're playing quarterback in the NFL, you're obviously really good at one of the two. But the goal is balance, just like anything in life. So I wouldn't pigeonhole it into, the league is a pure passer league or the league is a pure dual threat league. Different guys and different systems fit different personnel. And I think the job of the coach, the job of the scouting department, of the whole organization that's involved with getting the personnel right, is to find the perfect blend at the most important position with the personnel that you have around you. If you have fantastic wide receivers that are the most elite wide receiver group in the NFL, you probably don't want a guy that's a lot better runner than he is a thrower. You want to give those guys a chance to go out there and do their thing. So there's a lot of different variables. I know the system in the NFL, there's a reason it's called pro style because it's very similar. It's a lot more similar system that everybody runs in the NFL than they do in college because there's a lot less teams. So I don't want to pigeonhole it.
Look, it's a fantastic question, and I've thought about it a lot personally just because I was a true drop back passer, right? I ran a 5 flat 40 in high school, but I still wanted to play the position and brought some value to playing the position at certain levels. But I've thought about it a lot. You always want the most dynamic player possible at the quarterback position who can, especially these days, play in space and create space. This is what you see with what Patrick Mahomes is able to do. And his backup, Chad Henne, who was the best I played with, came on and said something similar about playing in space. So the flip side of that is obviously, can you have a dynamic athlete who can stay healthy and not get hurt when they take the vicious hits at the professional level? I think you're going to start to see more and more guys who have the capability not only to have big arms, right? We see that a lot, but also be accurate, and they're extremely mobile and fast and can create that space. You're going to see so many of them that even if more get hurt, you're going to have someone else be able to pop up and play the position. I think about it in baseball a lot too. Shohei Ohtani, what he's doing right now, his ability to hit and pitch so well. I thought we would see this from more guys earlier because all of these guys who are great pitchers were the best hitters on their little league teams or middle school teams or even high school, sometimes even college. I think you're going to see more and more guys in that sport too be able to hit and pitch at an elite level.
That brings up a very interesting question. Is it harder to do what Shohei Ohtani is doing at a high level in Major League Baseball or be a dual threat quarterback that's legitimate in both running and throwing?
Shohei.
Yeah, got to be Shohei.
The skill
sets
right? The skill sets are so different.
They are so different. I know, but
no, that's what I'm saying.
Well, we're so
used skill sets, the batting,
like the best can do what? Extend the play. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best in the league at extending the play.
Tom Brady, one of the best in the league.
True. Like the thing about you don't have to be super fast to do that. We're used to seeing guys who are like either you're a great runner or not a great thrower, or you're a great thrower and not a great runner. Like we're watching it come together and blend together to where you want these guys. They're everywhere. They're for the picking. I mean, we're gonna have 2 more.
And you go back. I was watching a Roger Staubach video the other day from the Cowboys. He's moving around, escaping.
Go watch Fran Tarkenton.
Exactly. Fran Tarkenton was one of the best to ever do it.
Go watch him.
We've seen this. It's just now they're able to lower the shoulder and add like physicality to the speed as well.
Yeah, well, speaking about the best in the business, all right, we're already a few months into the year, and if you haven't changed the way you buy meat yet, you really need to. And let me tell you 3 reasons why our friends over at Good Ranchers are running the greatest meat company of all time. I'm talking about all across the board. We eat it. This is a product that just like the other ones that we talk about, we believe in. We absolutely love it. First off, they're giving you free bacon for a year. Okay, I've said this multiple times. I don't know what else you people want. Like if this doesn't get you to buy it, then maybe I just need to stop talking. That's a $240 value for free. Free bacon for a year. Not Kevin Bacon. He's not going to show up to your house and start acting. Actual bacon that you can cook. It's fantastic, all right? That's 1.5 pounds of bacon in every box. It's like playing the Oregon Trail, except this time it doesn't crash if you have too much meat like I used to do all the time. All right, second, Good Ranchers offers a price lock guarantee. Just another great way to beat inflation. We know we're getting inflated like a balloon right now, and if you can lock in a price, whether that's for meat or an interest rate, the better for you, and that's what they do at Good Ranchers. And lastly, the product is unlike any other. They're all-natural burgers, USDA prime steaks, and better than organic chicken have changed my standard for great meat, and it will change yours too. So use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, when you head to goodranchers.com. That's BOOSTER for $20 off your box, free bacon. And an absolutely fantastic deal. We talk about the boxes they have, the Butcher's box. Just go look at them. It's unbelievable. You get that secure price and that bonus $20 off today when you use promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, at goodranchers.com. That's goodranchers.com. American meat delivered. I love that stuff.
You used the best word when you said standards. It's such an honor to have sponsors that have standards.
For sure.
And want to have the best meat in the game. I love
yeah,
it.
speaking about standards, let's go ahead and get in this rapid fire.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's
so, we broke down, we were talking about the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act last week. Lia Thomas now has come out and wants President Biden to veto this Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, and President Biden has said he will veto this if it comes to his desk. Do we have the video here?
Yeah, let's run the video of a statement that Lia Thomas put out last week. Or yesterday, I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Lia Thomas. I'm a transgender woman, a former college swimmer, and the first trans athlete to be named Division I NCAA champion.
Cheater.
I started swimming when I was 5 years old, and it has taught me so much. It has given me so many opportunities to learn, grow, develop, and connect with my peers. Opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't have access to athletics. That's why it breaks my heart to see trans kids across the country lose out on these opportunities. The Department of Education has proposed a new rule for Title IX regarding transgender athletes. This rule would prohibit blanket bans on transgender kids, especially in grades K through 8. However, it would not prohibit discrimination against trans kids in the high school and college levels under the guise of competitive fairness. This rule is a good start. However, it is not enough. During this time of intense anti-trans backlash, the trans community needs explicit protections from discrimination in order to live our lives freely and equally. Luckily, this rule is not final. We have a 30-day period to urge the Biden administration to amend the rule and grant equal protection for all transgender kids, because all trans kids deserve the opportunity to compete and play in the sports they love without compromising who they are. Join me in commenting on this proposed rule and demanding equal protection for all transgender athletes. All trans kids deserve the opportunity to be themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Y'all know how I feel about this whole situation. And we've gotten to a point now where this is so absurd that it's hard to even speak on without legitimately getting upset. So I want to talk to Will Thomas directly.
Do it.
And he'll probably never watch this or anybody in his group, but just somebody needs to tell this guy the truth. So Will, I want to be honest with you, okay? Because I don't believe anyone else around you is actually being honest with you. What you're doing is not only wrong, but it's terrible for actual women, real women, not you, real women. You're not a hero. You're not a leader. You're not a trailblazer. I'll tell you what you are, Will. You're a coward. You're a fraud. And you're a cheater. It's not good enough for you to just try and steal actual womanhood from real women, but you want to steal their sports, their safe spaces, and what makes women beautiful. They're not men. I'm not sure exactly what your motivation is. I know it's nefarious, but it seems to be a combination of lack of talent, need for attention, a possible fetish, and no true sense of purpose. Well, I'm here to tell you today, you haven't accomplished a damn thing other than being a 6'2" man who beats girls at sports and gets paid for it. You will not be lauded in the history books. In fact, you will be laughed at. You will be the beacon of what future generations look back on and learn what not to do. You are not beautiful. You are not courageous. And you definitely aren't brave. You continue to poison an already sick society that is spiraling toward the eradication of real women for a bunch of dudes playing dress up. If you had any integrity or decency, you would stop this at once, but you don't. If you had any sense at all, you would realize that you're just a pawn for elected officials to use in their sick little game. So if nobody else will tell you the truth, I will. Will, you are a disgrace to American men everywhere. And when this backfires, there'll be nobody to blame but yourself. And that's the honest truth. Y'all can try and cancel me if y'all want, but in reality, I'll tell you what Bob Knight said. I hope they bury me upside down so the critics can kiss my ass, David.
Oh, wow. I mean, I understand your frustrations. I mean, look, as someone with a young daughter, I feel the same way when I hear words, opportunities I wouldn't have gotten without access to athletics. I hate to see trans kids lose out on opportunities, competitive fairness, need for equal protection. I mean, what about the women? I thought that's what we were trying to do is protect the women.
No, it's not, Dave. Like
opportunities?
It's not about women. It's trans people. That's what it is. That they need everything. They're not going to be happy until they have it all, until they have everything, until women are gone. Because think about it. Just think about the society we live in right now. They're acting like trans people aren't the most privileged class in society. Imagine thinking just because of what your sexual identity is, that you get to change all the rules because you're special. You're not special. I hate to tell you. I don't care what your parents are. You're just like the rest of us. You're not special. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
I still think, how this is a real situation we're going to still blows my mind. Like at the end of the day, women fought so hard for Title IX, and a lot of great things come with it. But it blows my mind that they'll fight harder for that and not fight against this. Like they're like sooner or later, and I've said this every time we come on here. Like you might not see it now, but they're
coming for you.
It's going to be on your front door.
Yeah, they're coming for you.
WNBA, tennis players. There's not going. If they'll do this, they won't stop. Like they'll see how far they can keep moving the goalpost. And I hope it stops. I think it's certain things like, I think it might be a little bit phases. People have to phase out of this, but like trans people, when it comes to like this, make their own league. Like either make your own league or you compete what you were born as.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that is a understanding and fair outcome to this.
Well, you make an important point there. Lia Thomas there was talking about we're not going to have the opportunity, basically using all the usual talking points of our existence is being marginalized or, our humanity is being discredited or something. I could understand that more if this were a bill coming out and saying, if you are an individual, a male who's identifying as a female, you're not allowed to play sports anymore. Because
that's not what it is.
That I can't get behind.
What opportunities are you missing out?
What opportunities are you missing out on? That's the question. What opportunities are missing? You swam for the men.
I think a lot of it's an attention play. Because think about it. Will was just a very average male swimmer, like not even average, bad. That made it in college, which is not hard to do, but compared to other college players, he was bad. Like me, I wasn't the best baseball player by any stretch of the imagination. But when it didn't work out for me, I didn't go try and play softball. I didn't go to some women's league and try and play against them. Like it just blows my mind that you can sit here. You know the balls it takes to sit in front of a camera and say that? To actually say that to the world? Like, it is just crazy to me. I can't even understand how you can do the mental gymnastics to even get to the point. But like Blaine said, there has to be, in the world we live in today, nothing is going to get done if we can't compromise at all. So the compromise is this. Y'all stay out of women's sports. Okay? Men need to stay out of women's sports. I don't care what do you dress up as, a teddy bear, a girl, or a Power Ranger. It doesn't matter. So the compromise is create your own division, because here's what'll happen. You create a transgender division for sports. You're not going to have enough trans people to fill it, in my opinion, in some of them. So it's going to go away in some. The few that you do have, all right, they'll do whatever you want. Make your own trophy. It can be a rainbow with a unicorn jumping on the top of it. I don't care. But there has to be a compromise. But the fact it's gotten this far is scary. That's the word I use, scary.
Again,
if we can be warped like this, they can warp us to do anything.
Even the create transgender division, I mean, these are federal taxpayer dollars that are going, when we talk about the college level, look, if they're, like we just talked about with NFL quarterbacks on the professional side, if UFC, if there's a market, a market where UFC can start a transgender division and there's enough money to go towards that and that's the answer, that's fine. But on the college level, these are state taxpayer funded dollars that are going to what? Create an entirely new division?
I don't think you use the taxpayer money. You have all these groups that will attack you and throw money at people that aren't down with this cause. How about y'all pull y'all's money and y'all create y'all's own division?
Well, there's an idea.
How about that? How about y'all go do that? It's just absolutely.
It never seems to work out like that, but I like the solution.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to offer a solution. If there's a problem, I'm going to try. I don't want to just complain about it. I want to have a solution.
Women are going to have to do this. Like, we can try, we can sit up, scream and yell as loud as we want to. Women are going to have to stand up and stop this. Like, if they're coming, which wouldn't happen, if you reverse this, all right, and somehow, they're coming after our sports, no matter who it is, I don't know, all right? I'm getting my ass up there and standing up and saying something about it.
Yeah,
that's what I don't get. There can't be, they can't not understand.
Oh, they know.
What's coming.
Like Megan Rapinoe and Super, they know.
Even the people in it right now, for them, they're not even in it anymore. They don't have daughters, so you know what? Whatever. I don't care. I got beat by a bunch of 15-year-olds anyway.
True.
How do you not see it? You think they're just going to stop? You think, oh, well, we're in the WNBA now. We're just going to stop. Y'all got it. And I know y'all don't make as much as the NBA, and y'all shouldn't because, there's not as many eyes on TVs as watch y'all, but y'all think y'all are getting screwed now.
Yeah.
You think you're getting shit now?
Yeah.
Wait till you went from the best player to the sixth man.
Not even that. Literally, you're going to be the seventh woman. There's going to be 6 dudes in front of you.
Do we have a live look-in?
Yeah. We actually have. It's crazy. We are living in a South Park episode. We really are. It's not satire anymore. This is reality. Let's play it. This is the world we live in. Tell me what's different. Let's play the clip.
She's not exactly your average trans athlete.
Well, what is an average trans athlete? Honestly, I find that kind of bigoted, David.
Okay. Heather Swanson is actually joining us now. Miss Swanson, how does it feel to be competing today?
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman. Now that I can compete as female, I'm ready to smash the other girls.
And is it correct you just started identifying as female 2 weeks ago?
I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some ass. Let me tell you something, Dingleberry.
David Perry.
I'm gonna roll up the other women here, and I'm gonna smoke them. I am the strongest woman this state has ever seen.
Any words for the challenger, Miss Woman?
Good luck, Heather.
Luck is for dudes.
You see, she's trying to be empathetic.
Yeah.
That's one of the things around the country we have.
And then Macho Man Randy Savage shows up.
I want to be nice. I want to be empathetic. We've confused that with goodness and with morality, which I know is a completely separate conversation. But being nice is not the same as being good. Sometimes being good is telling the truth, like you just told.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to tell the truth.
Yeah. You want to see a hero? Go watch our Riley Gaines interview.
They should go watch that.
They should.
All right, NBA playoffs.
Yes.
Sacramento Kings, boys. It wasn't a fluke game 1 because they beat the Warriors again. They've gone up 2-0, and Draymond Green got ejected. You're out of there. Always makes me happy.
Yeah, it does. Well, he shouldn't have got ejected.
No, I don't think.
But if there was going to be ejections, there should have been 2 ejections.
We can enjoy it.
But I'll never get upset about Draymond Green getting ejected, one of the dirtiest players to play in the NBA.
See, this is what happens when you have a rep like Draymond Green, a reputation. If anything is close, if you had not even watched this clip and somebody said that, hey, Draymond Green got thrown out of the game for stomping on a guy, I believe that.
I wouldn't have to see the clip.
I wouldn't even have to watch the clip so I can Ndamukong Suh. I'm like, oh, I'm shocked. No, but when you watch the clip, Sabonis grabs his ankle, and pulls Draymond back. Now, Draymond may have gave him a little bit extra with the foot, but this should have been a double technical. Let's continue to play on. Let's play the clip real quick. So you see Draymond right here at the bottom. Draymond tries to step over him. You'll see the other angle. He grabs his ankle, and then Draymond tries to get over him. So you're going to see the ankle grab, right? Draymond's trying to move, grabs his ankle, stops his foot down. That's a double tech. Now, Sabonis, I feel like, is embellishing
Got that
a little
European
bit.
in him.
Yeah, he acted like he just got stabbed by Excalibur.
Like, first, he flopped on the rebound. Second of all, you grabbed his ankle. Draymond, he did kick him. All right? Bad. Both of you, bad.
I think he was trying not to fall over, honestly. But again, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses
that just didn't look like a normal
David, please
play.
continue to make
Play it again.
Right?
Play it again.
That doesn't
watch
look
it one more time.
normal about this.
No, this is a lot better than a swift kick in the groin.
Flop.
So here we go.
Ankle.
You grab that
Yeah,
ankle.
he kind of came down with
I've got to establish the
Look, y'all know me. Let him
But from
fight.
this angle here, man, it looks like he's just trying to walk
It's
away.
in the UFC, Sabonis.
He is,
comes
man.
down on him.
Yeah, so,
can't look at
Sabonis.
He played some soccer.
Looks
he got
like,
some
looks
soccer.
like he's getting ready to go to Valhalla.
Can you imagine that thing running around on a soccer field?
Oh, God.
yes, doing that.
Yeah, it's like getting chased by a velociraptor.
So, I mean, look, man, they were able to run with the Warriors. Able to run with the Warriors.
Hey, guys, it's really simple. Defense. That's who the Kings are. First quarter, the Kings turned it over 9 times. They look like a little league basketball team in the first quarter, but they're able to figure it out. Listen to this. You want to talk about a tale of 2 quarters in the first half? First quarter, the Kings score 17 points. Second quarter, you drop a 41 piece.
NBA.
You drop a 41 piece. So the Warriors scored over 30 points only in 1 quarter. They had 31 in the fourth. Guys, are the Kings, when you look at the West, Grizzlies beat up, right? You look at the Nuggets. Everything is falling into place, in my opinion, for the Nuggets. But when you look at the way the playoffs are going right now in the West, I mean, guys, I mentioned the Grizz. The Suns right now, I mean, Chris Paul and them, I'm glad they have insurance because he's always around when something bad's happening in the playoffs. The Lakers right now, I don't know if the supporting cast is going to continue to play that well. The Warriors are probably going to get taken out by the Kings. The Clippers aren't going to have Paul George for the whole playoffs. It's looking like right now, are the Nuggets and the Kings the 2 best teams in the Western Conference right now? Are we heading for a Denver-Sacramento King Western Conference? Hold on, let me just say that again to myself.
Denver,
Sacramento versus Sacramento in the matchup we never saw coming, but it was always coming.
All right, if you're the Warriors, all right, you just lost 2 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did. All right, I see this series probably going 7.
Really?
Right, I can see this
Wouldn't
series
shock me.
going 7. But I understand you said the defense, maybe this game. But the good thing about the Kings, they can beat you multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go back to the first game. It was 120, but 120 plus, 126, 123. And the Kings, from a starting 5 standpoint, like at least 4 of these guys are in double digits always, mostly every game they play. I mean, Malik Monk, Sabonis played good yesterday, but I don't think he's played his best game.
I don't either.
Right? But what worries you? What's been the thing missing for the Warriors? Who balled last year?
Jordan Poole.
It's Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Poole, you finished with 17 minutes. You shot 1 for 7. You have 4 points. I mean, other than Wiggins, Curry, Thompson, who you know is going to show up, I mean, Draymond got thrown out. DiVincenzo, 0 points. I mean, Gary Payton had 13, mostly on fast breaks. It's hard to run with the Warriors, game in and game out. They just score at such a high level. The Kings are just a good basketball team, right? Just like they have De'Aaron Fox, true 1, Malik Monk can play the 2 and the 3, and they have a true 5 in Sabonis. The Kings can make a run. I think they could.
Can I make this point real quick?
Please.
I don't want to digress, but I always talk about John Calipari doing less with more than anybody except Charmin Ultra. There's 15 players from Kentucky in the NBA playoffs. 15 in 2023. Let me read you these names. Jamal Murray, Brandon Boston Jr., Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, Wenyen Gabriel, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Karl Anthony Towns, Emmanuel Quigley, Julius Randle, Tyrese Maxey, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, and Trey Lyles. How in the hell has this man only won 1 national championship? If I'm a Kentucky fan, it's disgusting. This dude's the highest paid college basketball coach. Y'all can't even beat St. Peter's with the player of the year. This man should have been fired into the sun. Into the sun. This is so bad. Him and Les Miles are the 2 coaches I've seen do less with more talent than anybody in the world. And this man went on the radio and said he's a magician? The magician of what? Making great players underachieve in college? For my next trick, we're not going to make it past the second round. It is shocking. You want to talk about overpaid? We're talking about Jalen Hurts, John Calipari may be the most overpaid employee in the United States of America. Him and Pete Buttigieg are right, and Fauci, man, they're right there together. He's up there with him. That is shocking to me.
Part of the problem is in college, it's a coach's responsibility to get those players in. So I think he gets a lot of credit on the recruiting side.
True.
Now on the court, and Kentucky fans are like, well, he is getting the talent here. It's going to be this year. It's kind of like what Texas A&M is starting to deal with Jimbo Fisher a little bit.
I agree, but it's like Good Ranchers. All they can do is send me the great meat. Like, I got to cook it and make it good. Like, that, to me, that's the biggest part. It baffles me. Every time I'm watching an NBA game, I'm like, Kentucky guard, Kentucky guard, Kentucky guard, Kentucky. I'm watching Maxey ball out, all these guys ball out, De'Aaron Fox, who doesn't even watch the NCAA tournament. I wouldn't either if I played at Kentucky here lately. But it's just shocking to see it. But I'll tell you what's not shocking before we get to the next game. Waking up with a fantastic cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know it's all part of my routine. And again, I think we're all somewhat routine people. And I don't know if caffeine does anything to me anymore, David. Or Blaine, I don't know. I think it's just the placebo effect now. But our friends over at Black Rifle Coffee have it absolutely down to a science. Everybody knows how much we love Black Rifle, but you don't always have time to brew coffee the traditional way in the morning. That's why you need Black Rifle Coffee's ready-to-drink cans. It's easy. It's the up-tempo offense. This is the Josh Heupel of ready-to-drink cans, all right? It's perfect for people who need their coffee quickly. Each can contains at least 200 milligrams of caffeine and is available in a variety of flavors like vanilla bomb, salted caramel, mocha, and vanilla caramel, which sounds just absolutely scintillating. I would love one right now. Black Rifle Coffee is a veteran-founded coffee company operated by principled men and women who honor those who protect, defend, and support our country. Stop running out of coffee and sign up for a coffee club subscription with Black Rifle Coffee delivered straight to your door on a schedule. So save money and drink America's coffee. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, at checkout for 10% off your one-time purchase or first-time coffee club order. That's blackriflecoffee.com, promo code BOOSTER for 10% off. You can also find it in grocery and convenience stores near you. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee. When are we getting the Flamin' Dragon brew? That's what everybody's asking.
Come on now.
Dragon brew.
That's the top
Guys, I need y'all to send them a message. I'm trying to get a Flamin' Dragon. It's a bucket list thing for me, guys.
Yeah.
All right?
If we get a Flamin' Dragon brew, I don't care what happens.
I feel like it'd sell.
It would sell.
I'd buy it, not because I'm Flaming Dragon, because it looks great, and also because I'm Flaming Dragon.
Live life like a Targaryen.
Power Llama, Gunship, Lava Panther. It's right on brand.
Lava Panther and Flaming Dragon.
Beyond Black is one.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
What's the pirate one?
The
Blackbeard's Delight.
Blackbeard's Delight.
Dude,
come on, man.
You know what? I'm not even going to bring this up. I got to tell you something hilarious after the show. I can't say it on the show.
All right, you want to get in the Sixers Nets?
Let's get in Sixers Nets. Let's go. Let's rapid fire through the
Sixers Nets. I watched a little bit.
Watched a little bit. What'd you think?
I thought the Sixers looked pretty unstoppable, to be honest.
Well, it just sucks for the Nets. Because one, you're doubling Embiid every time.
I thought Doc Rivers really got in his bag and did what he does. And
yeah.
Well, he said he cursed them out, and that's what James.
At halftime, yeah, they were down 5 at halftime. Something changed.
I thought you saw why Doc Rivers is an elite coach.
Yeah, and I think Doc Rivers has the cachet enough to be able to go in there and rip somebody at that level and get away with it. The Nets did not shoot the ball well. There's no way the hell the Nets are going to have a chance to win with as many scorers as the 76ers have. Maxey just freaked out yesterday.
You're doubling Embiid every time.
You are, but
the threes.
But like again,
pick your poison.
Who's the big that you have to go up against Embiid?
Claxton.
Claxton can't stop him. He can't stop.
I know. I'm saying.
So
that's your big.
I think Jacques right in what he's doing. He's trying to mix up the double teams, like do it in different ways. Do you just let Embiid kill you and just try and get everybody else? I
will always be on the side of taking away their best player.
Yeah, but the Nets, you can't shoot like that. Yeah. Dinwiddie just got to start showing up. Like Mikal Bridges isn't gonna do it every single night. Really didn't have a huge game last night. Cam Johnson, Cam's a better NBA player than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, that's who balled last night. 28.
He had that nice dunk in the first half. He's got such a pure shot. When you
they were up 5 at halftime.
Yep,
and then
just
14 points in the third.
Yep.
But look, from a guy who had him plus 10.5, I'm hurt.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm upset.
Those are the ones.
I didn't get to watch the fourth quarter. Felt great about it. That's the thing about an NBA game. You can be up 5 at halftime and still have them plus 10.5. And you're like,
yeah.
You never know. Like, it's just like this in NBA games.
Yep. All right, let's go to a little NHL here, David.
NHL, let's do it. So our Canes Bruins pick hit last night.
Let's go, guys.
Parlay.
Boy, playoff hockey just delivers.
Man, it's so much fun.
First night out, you know you're bringing the heat. The Kings-Oilers game was the best game, in my opinion. By the way, it was a great great day to be a Kings, whatever. NBA, NHL, king of a country yesterday. I mean, it seemed like everybody won. That'd have been a nice little double up King parlay there. But the Canes took care of business. I mean, it wasn't flashy. It wasn't the sexiest win. You hold the Islanders to 1 goal, but it seemed to me the Canes, that they got out after the second period. They were up 2-1. You go scoreless in the third. Just handle business. Very methodical win. You're just trying to get through and rack up these dubs. So the Canes, obviously, doing their thing yesterday. And again, I thought it was a really good performance by them. Aho and Neusen score the goals. And again, defensively, the Canes, I like the balance of Carolina. That's why I picked them.
Yeah, you have picked Carolina. On the Bruins side of things, there was reports of a bug going around with some of the players. Didn't know if Allmark would play. A couple of the other guys. I think they caught. No,
like that gorilla. It's like that gorilla who escaped from the zoo.
Like the water boy gorilla, exactly. Either way, Bruins get out of there 3-1 over last year's President Trophy winners, the Florida Panthers. Then you had the Wild beating the Stars 3-2 double OT.
Yep.
And then the one I thought the most likely upset I thought in the first game was going to be Kings over Oilers. That did happen 4-3 in overtime.
Ace Cone took the Kings money line there at plus 165. You had 2 overtime games, and if you don't know, overtime in the playoffs is obviously different than it is during the regular season. In the regular season, you go 3v3, well, 3 skaters and everybody has a goalie. It is golden goal, 5-minute increment, I believe.
I think it's, I
believe it's a 5-minute increment, but in the playoffs, it's another 20-minute period. It is golden goal still, which I call it golden goal. I know it's a soccer term, but first goal wins. That's what that means, but it's 5-on-5. So it is different. Just like the NFL, the playoff rules and the overtime rules in the playoffs are different.
They don't
and
do
MLB,
they don't do the California rules.
I don't believe they do the California rules in the MLB playoffs. I want to double check that.
Look, like I said in the Get Off My Lawn that time, look, play the game in its entirety and its essence for as long as it takes to win. But if you don't want to do that, then keep the essence of the sport with whatever changes you make, which is why college football overtime is my favorite. It basically just gets closer and closer to the goal. But I've never minded when hockey turns into a shootout. It's exhilarating to me. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I'd be honest with you. I like the 3-on-3 regular season format.
3-on-3 hockey on the video game was one of my favorite games.
It's a lot of fun. When we went to the Preds game,
I'm a big hockey guy playing growing up.
When we went to the Preds game, man, the overtime was fantastic. Especially you had the power play. So now it's
they won when you went in OT.
Yes.
Yeah, they lost. I went to the very last game of the regular season last year. They were playing the Flames right before the playoff series started. They were playing the Flames. The Flames scored with a 1/10 of a second left to tie it to go into overtime.
I was with you, David.
Yeah,
you were with us.
there.
That's right. That's right.
That was a
that's what every Pred games I've gone to, they've lost.
But so let's roundtable here before we get to the Booster Club. Most impressed with NHL last night, which team impressed you the most?
Well, obviously the Bruins. Everyone's got their eye on the Bruins right now. But what the Kings have been able to do, I think, is very impressive as well. When you're playing against Connor McDavid, that's always exciting. What did you think?
It was the Kings for me last night. I know it was impressive for the Wild to go beat Dallas. We know Dallas is a talented team, but Minnesota and Dallas, I think that it's not a
that
big of a
may turn
gap.
into the best series.
Yeah, that one. Which I tell you what, man. I know the Bruins ran through the regular season, but this Bruins-Panthers series, some great hockey.
The Stars Wild. I don't see one team getting up multiple games.
That to me is a lot closer
That'll probably
from a personnel standpoint than
series,
Kings Oilers.
Yeah, probably. I would say Wild Stars. That's the one I'm gonna keep my eye on. That game was wild, especially when you can outlast somebody on the road.
Yeah.
Game 1.
But I mean, look, again, watching Connor McDavid too, I mean, just watching these guys is just incredible.
And tonight, these 2 series right here, boys, Rangers, Devils, and Lightning, Maple Leafs.
It's only going to get better, Dave.
I mean, those are going to be incredible. Then you also have Winnipeg, Golden Knights, and then the Kraken and the Avalanche. The turnaround the Kraken have been able to make from last season.
They got released for sure. The Lightning Maple Leafs series is the one that I'm
excited about.
Really excited about. I love the style of both of these teams, and we know with the Leafs,
they gonna make it out.
Y'all gonna get out or what?
They gonna make it out of the first round.
Y'all gonna get out or what? You get somebody be there with some tea, stirring a spoon in there, keeping y'all paralyzed in the chair.
Did they open with the Lightning last year in the first round, or was it Rangers?
I want to say it was
one of those. Look, that's not a great draw. The whole East,
because I think when they were going against Shesterkin.
It's good luck playing against any of them.
No, it's an absolute fist fight. I love it. I absolutely love it. Can't wait. I love this time of year, even though there's not true football. Let's put it that way. All right, Booster Club, what up?
All right, Dylan Stein, I believe. It's not on my chat anymore. I believe it's a $10 donation.
Thank you, Dylan.
The one I had to get confirmation on that I could read. He's like, did y'all see Archie Griffin in the Ohio State spring game run that little 68-yard touchdown? Said he kind of looked like a little kid that they just run.
Oh, really?
Like 70 years old.
We have to play that. We have to get
Did y'all
We
see
need to
that?
find that.
Yeah.
Look, you won 2 Heismans. I don't care if you start at quarterback in the spring game.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
good
just glad
now.
you're around.
Yeah, you don't pay for things around here anymore.
Appreciate that, Dylan. All right, $10 donation from Bry Ganter. It says, thank you for reigniting my love for sports.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the new FCS football conference formed from the WAC and ASUN conference football team, the United Athletic Conference?
I've got no problem with it. Why am I going to sit here and hate on the FCS for doing y'all making a power play?
Yeah.
I like it. You're consolidating, which I don't know if you're looking up the Power 5. That's all this is, bud.
Yeah.
It's getting smaller and smaller. But when you think about it from the FCS standpoint too, the transfer portal goes both ways. I think there's been positives. I mean, I don't want to use the FCS to mid-major basketball comparison, but I think you've kind of seen a little bit with the FCS getting players going down to go down at a faster rate to be able to play earlier, because we've seen FCS players go to the end. That's not a new thing now. Just like in college basketball, it seems like it's kind of centered the talent from the top to the bottom. We saw that in the NCAA tournament. I mean, hell, look at the Final Four that we had. Mm-hmm. So I think there's some positives. And then you always have teams that are moving up and moving down, right? So as the Power 5 goes and grabs, goes and picks up, teams are just even Group of 5, like James Madison. Because remember, FCS is not Group of 5. Power 5 and Group of 5 are a different collaboration than FCS is. But you also have some schools that get pulled up from the lower ranks in the FCS that get brought up to FCS. So I will never be upset at the little guy trying to consolidate power, add to the empire like the Power 5 is. I think
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers.
All right, let's go to Travis Elrod. He wants to know, does the fact that your road teams are coming off a plane and sleeping in a hotel factor on how difficult playing on the road is?
Yes, but look, people are different. Some guys like that.
Yeah.
Some guys like going and traveling and getting away, and it actually helps them focus. Now, most want to sleep in their own bed. Most want to wake up with surroundings that are familiar to them. But there's something about getting on that plane, getting on that bus, and going to try and beat somebody at something y'all both love that just hits different. I love playing at home. Loved it. Loved the crowd. But I also loved playing on the road. It's one thing to get 20,000 people jumping up out of their feet. It's another thing to shut 20,000 people up. So I think it depends on the person. I wouldn't look so much into it. Sometimes it's easier for guys to focus on the road. There's less distractions on the road.
Sure.
You don't have to, go, oh, well, there's my friends and hanging out and dealing with the family and things like that. Not that's a bad thing, but you go on the road, it's y'all. It's y'all and ball.
And I don't know how it is for every team in every sport, but for us at Michigan, the night before games at home, we were still staying in a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to travel. You're not getting on a plane.
Outside of Ann Arbor? Did y'all stay outside of Ann Arbor like they do, like Auburn does Montgomery? And
we did not.
Y'all stayed in?
Stay in Ann Arbor, but there's still a process to it. It is be here at the building at this time. We're going to load the buses. We're riding together. We get over to the hotel. We eat dinner. No one talks. It's eerily silent in there. You eat your meal. You get ready for the team movie. So they try and keep the process as similar as possible from road to home. Getting on a cramped airplane, I understand.
I've never been a fan of the whole silent thing.
You haven't been?
No,
we did it in high school, too.
I did it too in high school and college. I've never been a fan of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's for getting you focused, getting your mind on the right thing. You should already have your mind on the right thing. It's been go time. But I don't feel like I shouldn't be able to talk.
Well, it's like the way we did it, by the way, speaking about watching the movies, I'll never forget, we went to play Lamar in the movie we saw the night before.
Jackson?
No.
One guy?
You wouldn't play Lamar by yourself?
He was good. But we showed the team, this is college, but Machete.
Machete?
Yes.
Machete?
Machete. And
is that Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah, I think, yeah. And it
Didn't
was
he just kill everybody?
wild. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. I don't think the players expected it. But so, and I'm going off, my experience. And I'm always do it in football, because in baseball, pregame meal, what, are you really gonna get mad at me for talking? I've got to go up there and hit.
Yeah, it's baseball.
In football, it's different. We had the breakfast, game day, right? Or meal the night before, you're talking, whatever. You go to meetings, meal the night before. You get up breakfast, everybody's kind of dragging a little bit, coming in there when they can. There's a little bit of talking. You're allowed to talk. But pregame meal, right before we're about to eat and get on that bus, I don't want any joking around. I don't want y'all talking. Like we don't, I don't. Everybody, it is a game where it is an 11-man moving organism. This isn't one guy going out there on the mound that could shut it down and everybody's fine. This is all of us having to be like, if one of us is not locked in, just one of us wants to play grab butt and do all that other stuff, you're going to cost everybody else. And we work way too hard all year. We only get guaranteed 12 opportunities, and we're not going to blow it because you want to sit here and make jokes in a pregame meal because you're too immature to just lock in, focus, and get ready to go get on the bus and go get after somebody's ass.
And ours wasn't don't talk. Ours was make sure the volume level.
Not joking.
I'm not talking about going out there and having a stand-up set. You know what I'm saying?
you're not.
I'm just talking about just to be able to. I'm the big on, especially when I was coaching my players. There's a certain level that you have to get on their ass for sure, but there's a certain level of comfortability that you want.
There is,
right. And I think if you're talking at breakfast, right? If you're not talking at breakfast, but right before the game on the pregame meal, you're not allowed to talk. That makes it. We should have been locked in.
Yeah.
Right. It should just all right. Everyone, shut up. We're about to play. Like we should have been like we shouldn't talk the whole week then.
In high school, we were eating at Golden Corral for pregame meals, so there wasn't going to be a lot of talking anyway.
Yeah, y'all risking it. You got to stay at the chocolate fountain.
The poor people that had to clean those bathrooms.
Oh God!
Good Lord! I bet it looked like a village spontaneously combusted in there.
All right, let's get to D. Reynolds. We talked about this. He said, "Did you ever settle the hockey triple crown?" The Art Ross Trophy.
The Art Ross Trophy?
An annual player trophy that's bigger than most sports championship trophies.
Wow.
So we were wondering, we were wondering because we were talking about Connor McDavid, correct? Mm-hmm. That's what we were talking about? We talked about the triple crown.
Points, assists, and goals.
Yeah, points, assists, and goals. Yep, that's it. So the Art Ross Trophy.
Art Ross Trophy.
You learn something new every day.
Yep.
I wonder if he's related to Bob Ross.
I don't know. A lot of people don't read about Bob Ross. They think he was just painting random pictures, but he actually, if you put all the pictures in order, it's a journey down the stream.
Stop it.
Stop that.
No, look into it.
Stop that. Can I tell you something else?
Dang, Blaine.
That's
a good piece of
really cool.
You know the movie Major League? Remember the guy who has
never heard of
Joe Boo? Mm-hmm. Like the guy he's in
the voodoo
insurance commercials. He really hit those home runs.
Really?
Yeah. Now he wasn't facing like Major League pitching, but he was hitting those home runs.
Oh, okay.
And the scene where he hits the home run, after he looks, he's like, you Joe Boo, I'll do it myself. And he hits the home run. He was so excited because 25,000 people were going nuts. He forgot to drop the bat, but it played perfect for the scene, so they kept it. He keeps the bat right, not because that was part of it, because he forgot. I saw it on Instagram. I need to find
organic stuff.
Who did it, but somebody was talking about. But he was really hitting those tanks.
Wait, you mean all the actors in sports movies don't perform their own acts?
No, well, it's just like I didn't realize.
You mean Bobby Boucher?
Santa's not real?
Bobby Boucher?
It's like when my uncle asked how they get the animals to move their mouths like that when they're talking on movies.
Oh no,
dude!
True story. True story. I almost called the cops.
That's low. That's a couple of things from Cody Nason 95 here. He said Leafs lost to the Lightning in 7 last year.
It was
the Lightning. I thought it was in 7. That's right.
And Leafs have lost to the first round in 6 straight seasons. And all of the last 5 years, they lost in the final game of the season.
Wow. That's our boy Cody. So Cody lives in Toronto, but he is a Coyotes fan.
Look, respect it. So I want to say the Lightning then played the Rangers. I think that's
right. And that one went 7, I think.
It was fantastic last year. All right, what else we got?
Go to Cody W equals V. He wants to know, will a Canadian team ever win the Stanley Cup again? It's been like 30 years.
A Canadian team?
Yeah.
I saw that as a bet on DraftKings. I think it was plus 330 for a Canadian team versus the field. Yes, it's hockey. The Canadians are going to win it again. They're not winning a lot. I mean, Elon Musk just absolutely destroyed Canada yesterday on Twitter with the CBC thing. Did you see that? He said, because like NPR and them said, we're not federally funded. And it turns out they're federally funded. Yeah. Well, CBC was like, well, we're only 70% funded. So instead of state-funded media, you put 70% state-funded media.
All right. M. Hutton, he says, which do you like better, the NHL playoffs or the NBA playoffs?
Really starting to like this NHL playoff.
Look, I'll say NBA right now, but the sands are shifting. Or to use a better term, the glaciers, breaking off.
We got the hockey
causing more home runs.
The NBA playoffs have been pretty damn good so far.
Yeah.
They have been good so far.
Even the playing games.
I don't think you can lose. Now, when it comes to regular season, give me the NHL.
Yeah. All right. James Stalling with the $2 donation. Kind of hit this earlier. So he said, but it was okay when Riley Reid got attacked, right? Shaking my head. People don't remember. I believe Riley Reid was on a campus a couple of weeks ago.
Riley
Gaines. Oh, Riley Reid.
Riley
Gaines was on a campus a couple of weeks ago and got forced into a room. And I don't know what happened after
They were
that.
asking for $20.
Yeah, she got kidnapped.
$20, that's it?
Riley Gaines, look, when we look back on this when we're 80 years old, and our kids are like, how did that happen? Like, how are y'all this stupid? Like, look, this look right to you?
I hope you're right.
Like, I'm an optimist. I'm basically optimistic.
Because right now, buddy, we're headed to make the Capitol and the Hunger Games just look like Pleasantville.
Yeah, for sure. Well, did you see? I mean, look at Slick Willie again. Tell me that's not straight out of the Hunger Games. I'm just ready for him to come into my neighborhood and start asking for tributes.
Please don't. Please don't. All right, you want the rest of the rapid fire now?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, Max Fried on the mound yesterday for the Braves. Big win. What do you think?
12-4. Nobody's talking about it, though. Nobody's talking about it because nobody wants to jinx it. It's still really early. That's what I was talking about with Ozuna. Everybody's pissed about Ozuna, but the way I look at it right now, boys, the NL East is shaping up just how we want it. Right now, you got the Braves. Excuse me, I misspoke. 13-4. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Max. The Mets are 11-6, but we all know that's not going to last long. The Marlins 9-8. The Phillies 6-10, and the Nats, I just don't even care. But the Braves right now, man, I'm telling you, and we're beat up. We're beat up. We're not at full strength. We get closer. We're starting out hot. We just need to keep playing, keeping it what, guys?
Keep it what, Blaine?
Yeah, keep it there. Keep it there.
All right, shout out to Jaren Jackson Jr. Took home the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award. Youngest player ever to do it, becomes the second former Michigan State Spartan to win the award after Draymond Green did so in 2017. And I believe they're the first two players from a school to play in the league simultaneously that have the award. I think I saw something like that. Well, so shout out to him and Michigan State.
We saw what Jaren did. I mean, we saw what Jaren did the other day with all the injuries. I mean, he took the team over. That's who they looked at. And tonight we got the Hawks, Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, and the Suns, Clippers. I'm sure we'll hit that real quick here at the end.
Yep. And Miami's Isaiah Wong, ACC Basketball Player of the Year, has declared for the NBA draft.
He's you talk about a guy that I think has a chance to be a really good NBA player. Slasher. His shot will continue to improve. Not that it's bad, but it's not a fantastic shot. But he's got a little bit, and I'm going to be careful here, of some young Westbrook in him.
Oh, okay.
He's got some. How
about
look at his style game. Look at the way he plays.
It looks like him a little
bit.
Not even looking. He's not an elite shooter. He's an above the rim type of guy. He's super bouncy, and the thing about Westbrook is he's like people with sharp elbows and knees. Like they get to angles quicker. They're able to if you give them an inch, they're so explosive they can get right by you. And if you watch the way Isaiah Wong plays,
you want to talk about hitting some big shots in his college career.
Yep.
Go through especially the tournaments, man. Like the last that Auburn game didn't you hit a big shot, he's going to hit a big shot. Yeah. Like there's never a moment, especially this class is coming out of Miami, was just fun to watch. Right when that tournament started, they'd have a good season, but right when that tournament started, they'd kick into another gear extremely.
Yeah, and I want to give Jim Larrañaga credit for that too.
Great
you got Nigel Pack on that team. I mean, the Miuri kid, Omir down low, who apparently the high ankle sprain isn't what it used to be.
Larrañaga, who else did he take to the Final Four?
George Mason. He's been coaching college basketball for 600 years. I think he knows Gandalf.
All right, boys, I have some reactions for you. Reaction time.
Let's do it.
John Rice Plumlee.
Yes.
Central Florida. Did you guys see this?
This is really, really cool.
Yeah, run this video here. So he was playing on the baseball team. I think he plays center field, right?
Yeah, so I want people to, even before we do this, so he plays baseball, just like at Ole Miss. He plays baseball and football, and this was for the spring game. Where he was leaving for football. I don't want people to think it's, this is where you can get away with it. This because obviously both sports take place at different times for their regular seasons. But go ahead.
Yeah, but no, he left the baseball game. I can't remember what his stats were.
Seventh inning, he was in the
7th
2 for 3 with
he
two
was already
triples,
2-3, 2 triples, something like that. A couple RBIs and runs scored. He hops over. Here he is running to get on a golf cart to go play in the football spring game.
That's the way you want to end the day. You know what I mean?
He just it's just like the kid in high school that's the best athlete. Yeah, and I respect it. I mean, look, John Rice Plumlee is not an NFL quarterback. All right, let's make no mistake. Is he a guy that could have a chance to maybe make a roster in the NFL because he's really fast? Maybe. His future is in baseball. It is definitely.
If he doesn't make it in baseball, XFL for sure.
But the fact that you're at a place like UCF, which is a very reputable program, and has a ton of success, and has really good personnel, and you're just hopping from sport to sport, Bo Jackson style.
I love it. This is
and
fantastic,
producing,
man.
I think it's great.
This is great. I mean, this just takes me back to the days of you're playing every sport.
Yeah, this is, I think, something that is a great positive about letting your kids play multiple sports. Don't just specialize in one sport, because you never know.
You talking about UCF? I mean, Blake Bortles went #1 overall from there playing quarterback.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. All right, now, while we're talking about college baseball, I want to bring up this Florida pitcher.
This is awesome.
Got thrown out of the game. To break this down real quick.
Okay, so Brandon Neely. And look, the celebrations in college baseball are a little bit out there, I'll give it to you, but it's all over the game. And I haven't seen somebody thrown out for celebrating. So Brandon Neely, Florida's playing Georgia this past weekend. The pitcher for Florida gets ejected from the game by this umpire who obviously doesn't have enough control over his own life outside of the game, so he has to exert it to a bunch of college kids. Brandon Neely gets thrown out after striking out a Georgia player. And then Jack Caglione, the alien sophomore they have on their team, hits a grand slam and shows no emotion, mocking anybody trying to have fun in the game. So if you're listening on audio, you need to go to YouTube and watch this clip for it to make sense. Let's go ahead and play it. So this is Brandon Neely.
With 2 outs, and he got
Surprise, you're out. Little yell.
Love it.
How are you going?
What did he say something?
Look, he just screamed. Yeah, and they throw him out of the game. So the pitcher's gone. So Jack Caglione hits a grand slam, and he just look at him. He looks sad. He just walking around. Good. I'm glad Jack did this. Everybody's laughing and making fun of the umpire. I think you're overcompensating for something, dog. I don't know what it is, but I could take a guess. It's college baseball. Stop being an L7 weenie.
Let them play. All right, we need people yelling at each other, like on sports, on fields, courts. They're college kids. I'm a red-blooded American. Let them yell at each other.
Yeah.
I forgot about this one.
I haven't seen this.
Your bachelor party's coming up,
Yes.
right? So I was wondering, we're going to play some golf, obviously.
Okay.
I was thinking this could be a great celebration. After you hit a big-time putt, that you and Blaine could do the celebration here after.
No, I already hate it. Not doing it.
Let's go,
Not doing
dude.
it.
Good stuff. I freaking love to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Are you? You know someone on that golf course saw that and had no idea.
I just thought,
what?
You guys could practice before
What
the
did you just show me and the children? You know what? This is how Lia Thomas stuff starts right here. This is how it starts.
Don't do that.
This is how it starts.
Man, I'm crying. Blaine, what do you think?
I'm missing that putt. If that's the celebration, I'm missing it.
No, Blaine will make it.
I'm going to make a putt all day.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
Don't worry. You don't have to worry about me making it.
Yeah.
That must be great. What's it like to make a putt? But no, that's pretty
someone
good.
saw that.
Someone saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Clearly,
sure.
they videoed.
They had.
What would you do if you were driving by and you saw that?
Look, man.
Just keep driving?
You gotta respect.
Yeah.
Respect,
I mean,
man.
it takes some talent, some Cirque du Soleil stuff, but I'm good on that.
Last reaction here, Saturday Night Live. I grew up a huge SNL fan. My dad was a fan. Like the Chris Farley days, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman. What's going on here? Run this short clip. Keep it short. Keep it very short here. Run this clip because I want to get your guys' opinion on this.
We are making trans kids grow up too fast. We should be keeping them safe, and we need to lift them up. Oh, not me, them. I mean the kids.
That went on for like 2 minutes, basically.
Well, so what is the? It's so sad how far SNL has fallen. I think they said this is the first non-binary person on SNL, but you know what they have in common? None of them are funny. None of them are funny.
It used to be funny.
It used to be funny. Like you make fun of things. I don't watch SNL for y'all to talk about this stuff. This is the same thing that had Pat.
That's what I wanted to tell you.
Yes, go ahead, David. I don't want to steal your thunder.
You said, what was it now? They were celebrating that because that was the first
non-binary person on SNL. I thought we just called
sketch.
I have another
show
word
that featured It's Pat.
Yes,
androgynous. You couldn't tell the difference. I grew up watching this stuff. Run this very short intro. Short for It's Pat.
It's Pat. A lot of people ask, who's he or she? Ma'am or sir, accept him or her for whatever it might be. It's time for androgyny. Here comes Pat.
So that's SNL not only acknowledging a difference between men and women, but saying it can be funny at times if you can't recognize the difference.
Yeah, it's again, Saturday Night Live is supposed to be funny. You know what's funny? Comedy is an avenue where you can make fun of people, and it's okay. I mean, we hear Chappelle and them talk about this all the time. That's the reason why like guys like Bill Burr and all these guys are selling out, because they're not going to buy in to this woke bull crap. Saturday Night Live needs to be done. It needs to be done.
You're over it?
There needs to be something else. They're just not funny.
Did you think it used to be funny? Did you watch
For sure.
the Chris Farley days?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Every skit like that, like those were actually funny, but this is like a classic of them shoving this down your throat. You don't want it. Like, I don't care what you look like, who you like.
Shut up and make me laugh.
On SNL, like, make me laugh. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, be fun.
I don't go to SNL. Listen, people on SNL, y'all shouldn't be lecturing anybody on anything. Like outside of just getting on there and being funny. Like what do you have? What qualifications do you have to be lecturing me on anything? It's like Rick Weiss said when the reporter who used to be the weatherman asked him a question about football. He said, "Didn't you used to wear a suit with lightning bolts all over it? How do you have the authority to ask me anything?"
I don't think you've heard their Globo Gym motto. We're better than you, Jake.
Yeah.
And we know it.
No.
We know it.
No, half y'all are just there because what y'all look like. I'll tell you the truth.
That's all I got for reaction.
That was good.
All right, love it. Let's go to Anthony Henriksen. He said, would you rather take a Randy Johnson, Mr. Snappy square in the chest, or take a slap shot from Ovechkin? Give me square in the chest.
Wait, what now? So
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson in the chest.
In the chest.
How far is the slap shot away?
In hockey, you have pads, right?
Yeah, give me hockey.
Give me pads.
No pads.
No pads? Billy Madison style or Happy Gilmore style?
You're dying with either one, aren't you?
Dude, I'd rather. Sorry, I don't want to look at Randy Johnson while he throws.
Did you see what happened to that bird?
Yeah. I would much. Ovechkin just. I know the puck is hard, but the baseball's hard too, buddy.
All right, let's go to Matty Ice 1994. As of right now, not the entire group, but right now in the playoffs, who's the best Kentucky player playing in the NBA playoffs?
That's a good question.
The best player from Kentucky playing in the NBA playoffs right now, I would say. I mean, De'Aaron Fox has been really good. Maxey's been really good. But I'm going to go Anthony Davis. Because when he's good, there's not a lot of people on this planet that are better, if anybody.
No, he went out before the first half the other day, and I think they had a talking to him at halftime.
Yeah.
And he had 7 blocks that game, something like that.
Yeah, and the second one to me, Julius Randle. People forget Julius Randle played at Kentucky. Problem.
All right, let's go to Mo Bamba. Hashtag Ask Crain. When is Blaine going to eat Vegemite? And what gross food items are y'all picking for this Friday's bet?
Well, that's always food.
We still have the cranberry. We have all sorts of bets we have to make.
What's Vegemite?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's what they eat over in Down Under.
Wait, did you already lose a bet that you have to eat?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Jake, did he?
You got to eat cranberry sauce.
I got to eat cranberry sauce.
I have, honestly.
Blaine, you did lose.
No,
what?
Yeah, you did. It was that bet that time that you took, and then you lost
took
it.
that.
Yeah.
That time.
The one time.
He took that bet.
And it was on that day.
Yes, I remember.
And I remember.
We all remember. We all remember.
And it rained that week.
It did.
Oh, good.
It was sunny too, though.
We're really specific.
It did turn. The weather did get nice.
Look at y'all, geniuses. Y'all should be weathermen. You just go up there and guess.
My lightning suit would
always have a job.
Travis Elrod, Jake, would you be nervous to try to an AB against Randy Johnson? Get the lefty-righty match.
Nervous? Not nervous because I would be worried about getting hit. I'd be worried about getting a hit. Look, I'm just up there like Richie off Benchwarmers early. I'm just trying to get a couple foul ticks off Randy Johnson. But look, let me see it a couple times.
Would you lay down a bunt down first base
Hell
line
no.
and give him a little shoulder on the way by?
Dude, he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, you know how far my front foot's
why don't I just fight Poseidon on the way to the
I have a better chance. To be honest. Let's go to the Hayford. It says SNL used to be a show that actually vetted comedians. Like if you wanted to make it for real, you had to make it on SNL.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Adam Sandler's audition for it. Jimmy Kimmel's audition.
Have you ever seen Will Ferrell's audition for it?
I don't think I have.
It's hilarious.
His audition for SNL?
Yes.
I bet it was.
It is really, really funny.
He was on there. There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
All right, Fuzzy Blender says the slap shot's routinely 110 miles per hour.
Yeah.
110.
Randy Johnson. Here's the thing. When Randy Johnson lets go of the ball, he's almost halfway to home plate. Okay? So like science and math and algebraic equations, they both suck. Okay? But give me the hockey puck. Just give me the hockey puck. It's not the face.
Let's go to Baby Sore's dad. He said, what would be more fun to watch? Tibetan monks playing soccer or Ecuadorians playing hockey?
Ecuadorians playing hockey. Nothing's funnier than watching guys fall down when they skate.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
God, I don't even know which one to take. All right, let's go to M. Hutton. Did y'all know that Randy Johnson is a professional sports photographer now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does NFL games.
James, yeah, he's on the sideline.
His logo's the bird, right?
Yes.
Isn't it something like that?
We need to try and get Randy on the show.
Man, we do need to get him on the show.
I wonder where he'd be at now.
Randy? Man, I don't know.
Randy Daytona.
All right, let's go to
All right, I'm headed over the
go
board.
to Cal Kennedy. What's up, Cal? So the freshman year, we went to Western Sizzle before every game in state tournament. We went on to win state, became our superstition. We went on a three-peat.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Same
Once you
place every
find the
time.
recipe, right?
Like, I respect it.
Once you find the recipe. All right, speaking about the recipe, our Booster Club bets are brought to you by our friends over at DraftKings. Make sure you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with code BOOSTER. That's BOOSTER, because new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Win or lose. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, guys, hockey was good to me last night. I'm going to go out on a limb here a little bit. Hope I don't fall off. Give me the Leafs, Lightning, over 6.5. It's at 5.5 right now, but I went alternate. Give me the over 6.5 at plus 122. Need some goals there. And then give me the Yankees, minus 1.5 at home against the Angels. I think it's Suarez versus Schmidt today. The Yankees minus 1.5 at plus 138.
I like that Maple Leafs over, the alternate line there.
Thank you.
I'm going to take Maple Leafs to win, and I'm going to pair it with the Rangers plus a goal and a half. I think even if New Jersey wins, this is going to be a tight one. That's plus 129. And then I think Celtics get to 2-0 in their series, and the Cavs even it up. So both of those money line in a parlay at minus 133.
Yeah. When it comes to the alternates, I'm not alt-right. I'm just trying to get my alts right.
There you go.
How about that? All right, give me the
Bars.
Golden Knights money line with the Avs. It's going off a plus 150. The second one, I'm reaching out a little bit on a limb here. Give me the Clippers money line even after going 1-0. I need the Suns to prove it to me. I really do. And then give me the Celtics money line. They're just a better team than the Hogs.
I'm gonna give you $100.
Plus 336 on that one.
All right, Baby Cone hit the Kings bet last night in the NHL, so he's gonna go Kraken. All right, all the way up in Seattle, they're at plus 162 on the money line, and then the Clips plus 7.5 at minus 108. Giants. See if Sergio, can he come back after having the lead in the month? I mean, he kind of blew it. We still got time left, though.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for him.
He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out.
Poll.
Poll.
All right, who's better? Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson?
I'll say an even 50-50 in the poll.
I'm going to say Lamar Jackson, 56%.
Jalen Hurts, 76.
Recency bias. A little bit. Yeah.
Lamar
If we're saying, like, in the next 10 years, who would you take? That's a different question than who's better right now, in my opinion. I mean, Lamar hadn't had nearly the weapons that Jalen had.
Let's go to Hall Family 2001. What do y'all think of Ellis leaving my Cardinals to go to the Razorbacks?
Look, we know what Arkansas and Musselman has done in the portal. Ellis is a really good scorer, very athletic. I think he's a pretty decent defender too. Arkansas is transfer portal U right now in college basketball. I mean, Musselman does a really good job, but it's such a part of the game now. Speaking of the transfer portal, it's not taken the place of high school recruiting, but now it's so normalized that I'm not shocked that Arkansas continues to bring good players. But if I'm, Ellis, right now with what Kenny Payne's doing at Louisville, why would you not want to get out after the way it went year one? That doesn't breed a lot of confidence going into year two. And you've seen what Arkansas has done. All they do is get in the tournament, make runs. I mean, Coach Musselman's Mr. March.
He's picked up his fifth transfer. That's the fifth one.
That's what he does. I mean,
Musselman.
again.
How long do you think it takes for Louisville to get back?
I want to give Kenny Payne the benefit of the doubt. He's been in the game so long. Speaking about developing Kentucky players, he's had a big hand in developing a lot of these Kentucky guys we talked about. If it's another bad year, I don't think he's going to be able to do it there. And if they were smart, if it was another bad year, you know who I'm going to get? Andy Kennedy from UAB. I don't know if they'll do it, but after what I saw last year, I don't believe.
I'm still not used to, like, Florida State was down. I'm just not used to them.
Matthew Cleveland, you won't come to Auburn? You want to see Jake get excited? Let Matthew Cleveland come to Auburn. I'll be the happiest person at 6 in the morning you ever seen.
Let's go to USA Out. It says Ronald Acuna is winning the MVP this year. Go Bravos.
Look, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. He needs to. After we won the series without him, he needs to show everybody why he is still the superstar in Atlanta. You've had some guys leave with Dansby and Freddie Freeman, created a vacuum there. But we all know how talented Ronnie is. Was glad to see Austin Riley hit a tank last night. Had him on the fantasy team, feeling good about it.
Sister Richie says, I'm sure y'all are way past this, but if Jake and Blaine don't learn Mario and Luigi's secret handshake from the new movie, I'll be disappointed.
I need to see that. I need to go see the new Mario one.
I'm hearing good things about it.
Getting great reviews.
I mean, have any of y'all seen the new John Wick?
No, but I can.
Nefarious.
That's the Steve Dace movie.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Is Air already out? Is that coming out this week?
Air's already out. It's already out. I've heard it's good. Other than Ben Affleck's hair.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's supposed to be a rap. What do y'all think of Freddie Freeman 2 for 3 performance with a tank?
Yeah, it's Freddie Freeman. When it comes to hitting a baseball or playing baseball in general, I'm not worried about Freddie Freeman. The one thing I will say, though, talking about the Dodgers, outside of the point I had a personal bet last night that they really let me down on, but that's neither here nor there because the Braves won, and I'm not going to get pissed about it. But when you look at the Dodgers right now, I got a couple questions, man. I mean, I know y'all are in second. I know y'all are 8 and 9, but I'm not really super enthralled with what I'm seeing. From that, it just something doesn't look right with the Dodgers. They don't have that not just blatant arrogance, but that quiet arrogance of, hey, we're the Dodgers. So by the time the 6th or 7th inning comes around, we're either beating the hell out of you or we're about to come back and win the game. I just don't get that sense. I mean, the D-backs are 10 and 7, Pods 8 and 10, Giants 5 and 10, and the Rockies.
We talked about that yesterday.
5 and 12.
Maybe the Dodgers are trying a new strategy. They're like, hey, we're the best team in the regular season every time. We don't win the World Series. So maybe this time we kind of maybe a little lukewarm. Maybe we win it all.
Save it, save it, save it, show it.
Bam.
There you go.
All right, let's get to Zach Wilson. He wants to say, I really like the John Wick, the new movie. The last 3 fight scenes are possibly the best fight scenes of the entire series. I will believe that when I see that, Zach.
I wouldn't nothing put past Keanu.
I'm a couple behind.
What do you haven't? Where are you? One? Have you seen any?
Know what's going to happen.
I saw the first one.
Here's what's going to happen.
I'm a couple behind.
I know how you are with movies.
I liked it. I
like John Wick movies. I do too. But I can tell you what's going to happen in this last movie. Somebody's out to get him.
He won't die.
And then they do something, and then John Wick gets pissed, and then the guy who is pissed at John Wick goes and talks to another guy, and that guy says, oh no, you're messing with John Wick, and then John Wick kills all of them.
But it's Keanu Reeves.
What a plot.
Mad respect for Keanu.
Mad respect for Keanu. Yeah, Shane Falco. All right, one more.
Well, Shane Falco, I mean, he blew it in the Sugar Bowl, but,
Well, I mean, he came back.
Deal.
Because he played for OSU.
Yeah,
he played for OSU. He blew in the Sugar Bowl.
Just got to get over this.
Stop.
But Keanu Reeves, though, that guy's a real.
There'll be no Shane Falco slander.
Right. All right, AJL question here. Hashtag Ask Crain and Company, JP2. Does a straw have 1 hole or 2 holes?
Golly,
You're welcome.
Okay, it has 1 hole and 2 openings.
Thank you.
1 hole.
And that solves it.
All the way
That's
through.
what the answer has to be, because if you think about it, it's just one hole.
It's 1 hole. Like if I make a hole, whoop, right? We're not saying the hole has to stop.
It's the definition of a hole.
A definition of a hole. I'll give you 1 second.
Get on that Webster real quick.
No, we're gonna get this when we wrap up.
Look, facts don't care about your feelings. We're about definitions.
Yeah.
A hole, a hollow place in a solid body or surface.
Yes.
So there you go.
1 hole.
There you go.
Look, I was just asking.
No.
Y'all don't have to yell at me.
Again, this is why you come here.
No yelling.
This is why you come
It's
here.
not like you yelled.
We're going to tell you who to bet on and how many holes the straw has. How about that? Not a hot dog
All
straw.
in one day.
The glizzy straw.
Who called those things sissy sticks?
Yeah, somebody. I heard
called them.
Somebody's like grandfather was like, he called them sissy sticks, which is hilarious.
That's funny.
Absolutely hilarious. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms. Appreciate the Booster Club as usual today. Got a great rest of week of shows for you tomorrow as well. And check out all the content that we have. We have a ton of content on this YouTube channel, whether you listen to audio as well. We just really, really appreciate it. Shout out to the Booster Club. Got some really cool news coming up and some new parts of the set we're going to be unveiling.
That's right.
Very soon. So we're really, really excited. We appreciate you guys and like the chances of it being fair for guys to play against girls in sports. We're going. Gone.